He's been pushing buttons since I've
Hello,
known him.
everybody out there in the internet. It is April 11th, 2023, Tuesday. I'm Chris Adams, the Second Master, joined by.
I would like to call myself for this episode the Spin Doctor.
Okay, so yeah, we all know who it is because it's the same person. They're just under a different name. So the Spin Doctor, air quotes, you
Buff
can't see.
Larkin, the Spin Doctor. Absolutely.
Episode number 58, TKKN and Buff, Save the Universe.
You know something? I have known you. And I was talking to my girlfriend about this the other day. She says, "How's Tekken doing?" And I said, "Tekken's doing pretty good in my books. You know, he's watching wrestling. He's happy. The new games are coming out like crazy. Things are looking up for the man from the south." And I said that, or southwest, either more southwest. And he goes, "How long have you known this fine gentleman?" That's what that was told to me. I said, "I have known that gentleman for over 20 years. 21 to be exact. 2002 is when I joined the Gap Gamers Advisor panel around this time in the year. And then along came SOCOM and SOCOM 2. And then along came the budding friendship of the man from Kansas with the man from Ontario. And it's been fantastic. Every time we've gotten together, it's been the sizzle and the steak. That's what I'll say. So thank you, good sir.
Okay, that was. Alright, so
I,
yeah.
I'm trying to work that into my sales pitch. I want to say some people are the sizzle and some people are the steak. I'm the sizzle and the steak. I really want to try to get that worked in there, but that's good. I'm also trying to work because we have to do surveys at work now. So when we're done talking, people say, "Hey, you might have a survey coming out." I just like you to know that nines and tens are my best friends, and I don't. I'm working on it. I think I might get it down pat. We'll see what happens. I'm an outrageous man, tech, and you know that.
Yeah, yeah, you are.
These people don't even know what they've got. They hired. They don't even know who they've hired. And like I tell people, I said that I'm using wrestling lingo now in my talk to people, and like I said, so we're on the teams meeting, and we have all the other small business advisors, and one guy gets on. I say, "Hey, there's the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour." And my boss who's on the team, he goes, "I've never heard that before." I said, "Oh, you just opened up a huge can of whoop ass now." So I'm going to be using lots of wrestling lingo. So there you go. What would be a good wrestling lingo to use, Tekken, when you're a salesperson?
When you're when you're wait, what did you say about cells?
Well, what kind of wrestling lingo would you use?
Um, I
And
don't.
not your usual suck it, because that does not work in certain. Well, it might work in certain sales, but not in the sales that I'm in. So yes.
I don't know. Maybe some like $1 million Ted DiBiase stuff. Like everybody's got a price,
Everybody,
and my price is always
ooh,
right, or something. Or and I always
yeah,
got the best price, or something. I don't know.
yeah. Everybody's got a price. Everybody's got to pay. That's right. Perfect. I like that. Very good. Ah, get IRS. Use the
Yeah, I
IRS
think in
stuff
RS
too.
too.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. All right. Well, and they've also called me the derailer, and of course, this also helps because I've been derailing. Yeah, they said that today on the teams meeting. Says I'm asking questions at the very start, and they say, "Yeah, we just want to make sure. Let's get the move started because we don't want nothing to derail it." And then so I muttered under my breath, "Yeah, that's my job," and everybody started laughing. That's good. I'm the derailer, which I'm doing here, but that gives it some little tangy little hot intro, so that's good. But today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. One, it is Tekken's after 2 years of COVID. Tekken has the treasure trove of video games coming through the door of his world is coming in abundance, as if everything just thrown at him right at once, and that's fantastic. Even I have gotten into the gaming spirit by picking up a brand new game, paying full price for a game. Tekken knows that's a rarity in my world that I don't wait till it's like $5. And then we're going to talk about wrestling. We're going to talk about Wrestlemania, our thoughts. We're going to talk about Tony Khan and AEW going to Wembley Stadium. Does he bring CM Punk back? Does he need to bring CM Punk back to fill up that stadium in Wembley? What is going to happen? But first and foremost, of course, we always start as we always do. We want to know how Tekken's doing. Tekken, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now let's get on to video games. Let's get on to video games. Tekken, you have been a very happy man, like you've said on several times when you've been on Fall Guys, live gaming on Wednesday nights, and all that. April and May are game of paloozas. What are you playing now?
I
And
didn't
what's
say May. May is an empty month for me.
oh well, it's gonna lead into May. There's so many games in April that'll
Oh yeah,
bleed
dude.
into May.
April is overflowing into May. That is true.
Thank you very much. So please tell us, what are you playing now? What have you played? And what is next on the Tekken timetable of game future?
All right, I'll just take it from the start then. Let's just start at the beginning of the year. Let's just start with like what I've been playing or what I have
Whoa, whoa,
played.
whoa, whoa,
Since
whoa,
Buff's like,
whoa,
what have you been
whoa.
playing? What are you playing? What have you
I,
playing?
di-
Let's just go in order and like
I didn't mean to
make sense of
crank you
things.
up that much.
Unlike effing the derailer. I forgot what your other name was. Sorry, what you said you wanted to be called
The
this
Spin
episode.
Doctor.
Spin Doctor. So yeah.
Yeah.
So Monster Hunter Rise came out in January. It was awesome. It was nice. It was nice having some fun Monster Hunter action. It's because I did not. Since I traded my Switch in, I didn't get to play the Switch version, but I got to play it on PS5 with fast loads and better graphics and better rumble. So that was all nice and good. That was fantastic. Um, and then for Forspoken, some people say things about it. I disagree. I think it's fine. Like the pacing is like the only thing that's wrong with it. Like you don't get all the powers until like the end, so it takes a while to get all the powers. But you know, like that, like pacing aside, it's like your standard open world fare, but with a action RPG from something from Square Enix, where it's like weird magical action combat. It's definitely different and worth checking out in
Now,
my opinion.
now, can you take those, like, okay, you get all your powers near the end. Is there a replay value? Can you go back and start the game with all these powers, or just you start?
I don't think there's a new game plus. I'd have to double check, but there's DLC coming, so I don't know. I guess as far as replay value, like not really. I don't know. There's a bunch of crap to do though, so because it's an open world game on current gen, so there's just a giant map, bunch of crap to go and explore and do. Those,
Giant
you know.
map, bunch of crap.
I mean, you've played when you played them all. You've played an Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed game
it's
since
a trap.
the third one, or whatever. It's just like giant map, giant open world, a bunch of crap vomited onto the map to go and explore and fight and kill and loot and pillage, and it's a fun time if you're into that.
Hmm?
Um, and then theater rhythm. Some people call it theater rhythm, but I don't. That doesn't make sense to me as far as like phonetically. That's not. There's no e there. So anyway, but theater rhythm has been an awesome time because there was the DS and 3DS versions. I love those games, and then it's got the best. Final Fantasy has like some of the best music in the industry. It's bar none. Top top of the list. Cream of the crop. And so when they just like put it all into one game and let you play through the music, it's just like man. And then like it has mechanics. There's like it's like got RPG elements and like you can level up your characters and get skills and like this that you can put the songs on like super duper hard and like you get better rewards and just it's quite amazing that they were able to like do that with this super bare bones setup they have going on for gameplay, but then like they add all these RPG elements and it's like wow, there's actually a really good underlying gameplay system here too. So it's just like and there is like over 35 years of music in this game. There's like every game in the series in the main line 1 through 13 or 1 through 15 one yeah 1 through, 1 through 15, a bunch of the spin-offs, both MMOs, and then like a bunch of like other non Final Fantasy games are even in there for the DLC if you got all the DLC and like the uber duper Deluxe Edition, which is, and they're adding near stuff soon. I don't know if they've already added it, but I cannot wait. So just yes, yes, and I just hope my hope for the future for this game is that it gets like more 14 stuff, because 14 is just like such a good game, and like if it gets more music, it's all the better. Or just like just keep adding on top Square Enix, because it's like there is no like, yeah, like you can't. I mean, you could have just like put it all in at once, from the beginning, and like not DLC'd it. But it's like in this situation, I'll allow it, because it's like that's a model that would work for this game. It's just like like the Rock Band model, just like make the game and then put the tracks out. I mean, it has to be profitable for the developer and publisher, otherwise they wouldn't have made it in the. Oh, I mean, depending on who the developer and publisher is, it's like are they like trying to just make money, or are they just like, is this hopes and dreams of like, oh man, we just want to make a game and make everybody happy? But it's Square Enix, so it's all about the money. Anyway, so yeah, the Rhythm Final Bar Line, it's been awesome. Disney 2 Lightfall, I don't want to talk about it. I've been playing that game a lot. In fact, I've been playing it too much. I'm at like season pass rank 240 or something. Game's been out like a month. Actually, it's been more than a month, because April now. Because wow, yeah, that's how long it's been. It's like what came out at the end of February, so it's like all of March, a bit of April, but the less said the better, because it's just the same. So more of the same, and the campaign's a joke again. Don't get me started. It's just it's like I got my hopes up, thinking, oh, maybe it's gonna be like Empire Strikes Back or Shadowbringers. It's not. It's you don't even get me started. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm not, because I have nothing good to say. So I mean, there's some good stuff, but it's like ultimately did not meet my expectations. I mean, I've been playing it a lot, but like that's a game you can't just like play 5 minutes or like 5 hours. Hell, even 5 days, and it's like you're scratching the surface. So it's like you have to put the time in to get the most out of it, which is why I've been playing it so much. And it's like now that I'm at the end of I've climbed the mountain and I'm on the descent. I can look back and be like, been there, done that. On to the next one. F this game, and that's what I'm saying. Because F that crap, it's still trash. The Resident Evil 4 remake, I picked it up. I haven't played it. It came out in March, so or the end of March. But
Are you surprised you haven't played it yet?
no, because I already knew there's like so much stuff coming out. I didn't know like when I would play it. I just knew I was going to pick it up. So because it's one of my favorites and it's one of the best of all time. But then I saw the early reviews, dude, and I was like, oh, is this? It's definitely worth getting, because it's like 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 9, 9, 9, 9. It's like, oh well, obviously you can't like break perfection unless you really really try at it. And so Square Enix, you should get on the remake train like Capcom has, and like do something with all those 15 Final Fantasies I just mentioned, because there's a lot of material to mine there, if you know what I'm saying. But we're getting remake part 2 this year, so it's like we can see if they can land the plane, or if Tetsuya Nomura got too Nomura-y and like fudged it up. We'll see what happens. I mean, ultimately it doesn't matter, because there's always the originals. But I really like remake part 1, so part 2 I just really hope it's as good as I want it to be in my heart and soul. But we'll see. And then for April this month, so next week, Horizon Forbidden West gets some DLC or / expansion. It's probably more DLC. It's only $20, so I don't think it's gonna be that big of an expansion. We'll see. Burning Shores, looking forward to it. And then Final Fantasy Pix Remaster. The first 6 games, you can get them standalone, one a piece, or all together in a bundle. I'm getting the bundle, obviously. So I'll be starting with probably 3, because 3 has never had a domestic release on console anyway, because it's already out on PC. So it's been out on PC for like a minute, but I don't play games on my PC, even though I do buy them on my PC. So it's a whole weird thing. But 3 was also one of my favorites. I played it on the DS, the 3D remake of that one. It's really good. It's got some awesome music as well. And looking forward to the Crystal Tower arc with the Poison Cloud, or whatever cloud. It's a whole thing. But yeah, I'll probably play them in order after that. Like 3, then 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. I mean, 4 played multiple times though, so it's just like, I don't know, man. But it's like, why not? Like, I might as well just like revisit them all. But then the irony is I was supposed to be replaying all the Forza games on a deep dive. But it's like, dude, would I rather play Forza or Final Fantasy? That's like, it's not even a question. It's like not even a choice. It's like I didn't even have to think about it. Sorry, Forza, you're back on the back burner. And then Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, which is the expansion to Rise. So that was nice to get that, like not soon after January, when the base game came out. So looking forward to that, because I'm kind of like, I haven't done everything in Rise. I haven't done The only thing I need to do is the event quest, but it's like besides that, it's like I'm good to go. Like my armor is set, my weapon is set. I didn't have to crutch out any of the quests and hunts on light bow gun, so I'm light bow gun free. Looking forward to just seeing if I can just keep the longsword mastery going, and then live a live or live alive. I keep hearing two pronouncements of this game as well. It's a weird JRPG, but it's like a non-linear, I think multiple protagonist situation, but it's supposed to be pretty awesome, and I'm looking forward to it. It's on the Switch already, but I don't have a Switch because I traded mine in. That's a whole other can of worms because F Nintendo don't want to talk about it. But looking forward to it on the 27th. So
Don't be like that
that's
with
the other thing
Nintendo.
about this month is like Forbidden West and Pixel Remaster on the same day, and then Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak and Live a Live are on the same day. So it's like four games couldn't be spread out across the entire month. There's like four games in 2 days. Like what's up with that? But yeah, that's what I have been, am, and will be playing. I mean, up until this month. May is empty for me, but then June, Final Fantasy 16. Cannot wait. Cannot effing wait. Oh yeah. Yoshi P. Land the plane.
And yeah, exactly. So you're gonna take a week off to play it,
Yep.
and then then you're gonna be sick for another week, so you can play it some more.
I mean, we'll see what happens at well, either he's dead this year, is just the two, so it's like that's like the big game in the first half of the year, but then the second half of the year, it's like even if there was a big game, it's like because of the way my schedule is at work, it's like I'm not able to take off time in the fall months because we get like blacked out scheduling. So it's like if it's not out before November, I won't be able to. Well, I'll be able to play, but I won't be able to like take off time to play it. So it's like if it's not out by September, it's like sorry, can't crack out on it like I'd like to. So whatever.
And May's a dead month.
It is for me. There's a new Zelda game, but I don't care about Zelda after Skyward Sword, so nothing for me in May.
Why?
Because it wasn't because I played it and I was like, this isn't fun, and I stopped playing, and I was like, you know what? Why do I even bother with these Zelda games? They're all kind of the same, and I wasn't enjoying that, and they're all the same. So obviously, if I didn't like this one, I'm probably not gonna like the last one. And I only really liked effing let's see, Twilight Princess. Any for the most part, because it was on the Wii and it had novelty of the motion controls are fun and like the wolf thing. But then Skyward Sword came out and it's like yeah, it's kind of like it's like it's not the same as Final Fantasy, but it's very similar to like each one is it's its own thing, and it's like you know what, I don't even care about this. Like it's just the same crap over and over anyway. It's always just Zelda, Ganon, Link, some sort of conflict in Hyrule, some sort of mechanic you get to like go through and have adventures and save the day, and like substantially on a story level, nothing really happens that's substantial. That's like oh man, that was epic, or oh man, that was or not that no that wasn't epic, but it's like it doesn't matter. It's a completely inconsequential like all the other trash from Nintendo because it's like nobody. Okay, that's not true. That nobody ever dies, but it's like nothing really ever happens to where the status quo changes. It's just hey, here's a cast of characters having an adventure again, and guess what? At the end of this, the conflict will be resolved, and we'll have another entry after this with the same cast, similar elements, and just different mechanics and story beats, and that's it. So you know what? Nothing. That's like that. That's not very. There's not enough substance there for me. It's like I've played The Walking Dead, all of them, pretty effing awesome. I've played the Mass Effect trilogy. I've played the Witcher trilogy. These games have like stories and characters. Stuff effing goes down and happens, and it's like an effing super duper epic ride of like story and narrative that like is like holy crap. I have PTSD for the rest of my life for the things I did and I've done and I've lived through, and I can't say that the same for Nintendo games because it's not the same. It's too, yeah. It's like it's not the same. It's like it's effing like Sopranos versus The Simpsons. It's like I mean, you're gonna like enjoy it and watch it and sure like, oh, it's a fun time, whatever. But it's like a fun time is not the same as like effing. I effing lived that effing adventure, and I have come through. I've gone through it. I've come out of it, and I'm gonna have emotional scars for the rest of my life from it. So yeah.
There you go.
Also, Buff said something about me. I can't remember if it was like this week or last week, but he said something about like I could take one word to make it a paragraph, and I think he has like,
Yeah.
not only is he right about that, but like
Yeah.
he can like sometimes do things like he just did, where he's like he gives me a setup, and I'm like okay fine. He like what's the, whatever it's called. He's like he sets him up. He sets it up and I knock it down. There you go. He
Yeah.
just did it with that question. Like he just like
I,
he's like, oh, how so? It's like he only needed two words, and I just like bam bam splat. There you go.
that's why we have a podcast because I know you can fill up the space. I give you a sentence, you can make a paragraph out of it. That's right. Anyways, that's okay. So, next up, let's talk about what I've been playing. And so this week was Easter, a long weekend, and well, for me, Tekken had to work, but I had to. So I'm at home. I'm under the weather. I was under the weather Wednesday, turned to Thursday, Friday. I was told stay and relax at home and get recovered. I says okay. So of course the Masters playing. So I go wait a second. Is there supposed to be an EA game coming out for this? Because I was going to play 2K21 Masters. Okay, I found the course on the somebody made a pre thing course. That's I played that a bit. So that's nice. And wait a second, was there not supposed to be an EA game coming out for this? And so I checked, and on Friday it actually was released that same day. So what the heck? I went and I bought myself EA Sports PGA Golf, and I in everybody knows if they played Tiger Woods in the past how good it was. It was great. It was fun. I'm not going to say it's as fun, but I'm going to say I'm enjoying it a lot more than uh, 2K, the 2K PGA Sports one. So that's good. So EA is in there. I'd rate it like this: Tiger Woods and Hot Shots Golf right up there, it's neck and neck. Happy as go lucky. And then this one, all right, we go EA Sports, PGA Golf, and then we go the 2K series, and then at the very bottom we put Rory McIlroy, PGA Golf, because that was a load of crap. So yes, so that's good. Tekken, I
Mm-hmm.
know you hate golf and anything sports related. Would you be interested in picking up the game if it when it goes on sale?
No, I'm not spending money on that crap
Why? You
because
have money.
I'd
Don't
rather
you
spend
love?
it on something I like or not that. So no. It's
Okay.
called maybe it's if it's free with Plus like that other stupid sports golf game you made me play. But until then, I'm not spending money on it.
Cockamamie, that was the 2K one that I played. It was free.
It's
It was
exactly,
good.
exactly. It's like if it's free, sure. If it's not, you can go for yourself.
Oh, Tacky, you're outrageous. You're my good buddy, and you're outrageous. You are. Anyways, thoroughly enjoying it so far. It is a grind to say the least, but it's a fun grind. Where I was on Friday, I'm a lot better today, so I can see the improvement, and I'm very happy. So there you go.
All
That's my
right, go.
story.
Both had
And that's all.
had
And that's
have
all I got for
we've
golf
had
for
we've
video
had
games.
3 months since the last episode, and Buff's like, yeah, man, I played a golf game. Oh
Well,
yeah,
I saw. Well, if you want to go that far,
Borderlands. We're gonna talk about Borderlands. Oh,
I can pick up Borderlands.
mm.
Great game, very good game. Finished it off. I'm very interested. I've kept it in there just so I can get back and do some more replay value. Do that last little searching for little things I didn't get on the first go around. But I also because I have the PlayStation Plus, the deluxe PlayStation Plus, I was able to download. Uh, I was able to download WWE 2K22, whatever it's called, right? And well, the latest one. No, I shouldn't say the latest one because the latest one just came out with John Cena on the cover. I was able to get the Rey Mysterio one and just download it, and it was pretty good. Of course I didn't play a match because that's boring. I went and did the GM mode right off the hop. Played GM mode, and I drafted my people. I put them in storylines. I learned how to Triple H would come out every week because I want to see you put one of your top rated wrestlers in a cage match, or I want to see Bailey interfere in one of your matches tonight, right? So that's so. And if you did that, then you get a special reward card, which you would use to either bump up yourself or to attack the other brand that you're competing against. So if I was Raw and SmackDown was there, if I had a chance, I'd use a card that would say, I block you using, you know, Cesaro for the next pay per view, right? And so therefore you take their biggest star off the or Brock Lesnar. I use this, and you can't use Brock Lesnar to be on your pay per view, and that, therefore nobody really, not as many people watch pay per view. Therefore, I would get the lead when it comes to fans and coming over to Raw. So that was good. But you know what the secret to that is, Tekken?
what's weird about that GM mode buff
What?
is that like before Vince leaving, it's complete BS because like it's just a Vince McMahon show. So it's like you really don't really probably have any creative control in the company unless you or like it's always over. It's like or there's always a possibility that it just gets overruled by Vince McMahon at the last minute. So it's like the most unrealistic mode in wrestling mode probably goes to GM mode in the WWE 2K series. So yeah, I just thinking about that makes me laugh about it. Also, but then like I also think like just after you say that whole spiel about it, it's like it is kind of weird or just not weird but like interesting that like there is like a whole like inside baseball modes inside games of like you get to be the dude or not the dude or you get to be the person that's like they're like just behind the scenes doing all the stuff and it's like most people would be like that's boring but it's like oh no if you're super into it there's a game and you can be the Wizard of Oz and you can be the person behind the curtain controlling all the things and just super immerse yourself in the control mode of like oh yes I'm gonna run this company from the inside and blah 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 and just like yeah I don't think any other medium has that which is just neat to me when I think about it. Just
There you
random
go.
thought. Super
There,
random thought.
there's no Vince on this, so that's okay.
Oh man. I
Yes,
man, I like I haven't played a wrestling game since like back in like WrestleMania 2000 No Mercy days, but like I think he was like a selectable character. Like has he like not been on the roster in the games for like a while?
but Vince,
Yeah, cuz that's
yeah,
2022.
you feel bad about beating up
It's
an
like
old
that's like an
man.
entire era, but whatever. I mean, they should like remake some of
Exactly.
those or like remaster them or something, but I guess they probably won't cuz why would they, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Man, that's kind of like what I would like. Is like I would like a like wrestling game with like the old school style, but like the current rosters, and like that would be my like if the AEW game is like that, I'll be happy because like I haven't played a wrestling game in forever, so I'm gonna get that one like for sure, just because I'm on Team AEW now, so it's like I feel like I have to go all the way with this, but yeah, and I haven't played Fire Pro even though like everybody gushes all over it, so we'll see.
And well, I would absolutely gut you over because I did have it for the longest time, and I downloaded about 500 wrestlers that people created, so I could actually break it, and you could have those fields. You could have AEW, New Japan, WWE. I had like WWE in the 80s, WWE in the 90s. We had and like all that.
Oh
So
man.
I had to, yeah. And then you get separated, and then you don't. And then all of a sudden the game is at the other house, and you can't get a hold of it. But it's saved on your PS5. So when you tell your children, you say, "Hey, go look for that game." It's still there probably, and then no, nothing. So they're gonna break. That's all right.
Oh.
Perfect. All right.
Well, Buff,
Anyways, that's
if you'd have been all digital like me, you wouldn't have had that problem because you just been able to re-download the game.
see. Well, there you go. Yeah, digital. Yeah, let's go with that. Exactly. Anyways, that's enough out of my rant about separation. Uh, so we're looking at wrestling. We had the WrestleMania come out there. Um, what did you think of both nights, Tech? And you had the fortunateness or unfortunateness you did watch both. What did you think? Did you like it?
I I liked it. I didn't think it was as good as last year, but it was good still, nonetheless. I yeah, I mean, I have nothing bad to say. It was good. Nothing like too like oh that was like not like yeah like all the matches were fine, and then the moments were good. So, hmm. I mean, I still think I or not I still think, but like I don't know. I feel like they're kind of too long on the Roman Reigns story now. It's like I feel like they kind of missed their moment to like have a punctuation as far as like story and like having it be like, oh, that was so good. It's like kind of too long, and he beat Cody, and it's like, well, effing what the f now, man? Like Cody was the chosen one, and now it's like I kind of don't care anymore. So thanks a lot, Triple H. You're in it.
Well, was it Triple H or was it Vince?
Well, I guess.
Because
Yeah. Well, if it okay. I should say that again. Thanks a lot, WWE, for letting Vince back in, and then Vince ruining it. Because why can't he? Because he can't not ruin it. Because it's like, yeah, thanks a lot, Vince McMahon, for like ruining it like you always do everything. So yeah, good job.
there you go. Well, what do you think about the big? What was your favorite match of the show? I should start with that.
Favorite match. Bianca Asuka was really good. Um, as much as I hate to say it, Logan Paul and Seth Rollins is also good. Um, let's see. Yeah, I'd say those two are probably my top two. I don't know. Because I didn't really care for like the Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And not that it's like bad. It's just I didn't really care. Like the sticks. Just it was just like whatever. So cause it's just like yeah, I don't know. Just
What was your worst match?
eh, I guess I don't know. I guess almost in Brock Lesnar just because it was like very short and like you kind of you already knew what was going to happen. But then it was like nice to see the crowd reaction to like when stuff wasn't going their way, and then it's like it slowly turned into like this is what we wanted, and everybody was happy.
Yeah, see, there you
But it was so
go.
predictable, so I was like, eh. But it was nice
Okay.
to see like Brock actually like have like a legit challenge, and not just be able to like steamroll someone. Since he's
Yes.
like older now, so he's not like as like young and unstoppable.
See, I thought his contract was over, and so I thought he would lose to Almost. So I should have realized that when he won, that there was plans put in place for him. And of course, the next night he beats the crap out of Cody, right? So that now that's the next feud. So okay, I'm going to give you the pencil.
See, like in that regard, I didn't like disagree with the Cody Angle and Roman since like he's now against Brock, but it's like I still but like but then it's like I like I've been saying, it's like the only story that you care about is the Roman story, but it's like it's just like it ran out of gas for me. It's like I don't care anymore. It's like whatever. Not okay. That's not like I don't 100% feel that way. It's just like I kind of feel the direction it's going to go. It's just like it's somehow, some way, it's like Jay's going to screw over Roman, and then, but then it's like Jay's not going to benefit because someone else will win the titles, and it's like, but it's stupid because it's like, well, the bloodline's over, but it's like, whatever. So it's I don't know. It's whatever, dude. I'm just conflicted and like I don't
Some
like the way it went, but it's like, it just went too long, so it's like whatever. So.
some people are saying that they're waiting for The Rock to come next
Yeah, I
year
was
to
gonna say
beat
like I'm
Roman.
kind of curious like what the plan was like with The Rock is like as far as like if it had to like went that way.
Well, if he's going to do anything, you think he'd be out this year before for Hollywood, right? But no, they had John Cena,
Also, you're right
and that
about the whole they should add something for LA Knight that show, and they didn't, which
are you
is a
start
shame.
are you starting to feel it? Are
Feel
you starting to are you starting to feel LA Knight? Are you starting to get on the gravy train with that gentleman?
no.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let me talk to you for a minute. That's what that is. Yes. Oh, thing is, you can't get over in that company unless they want you to get over. Everybody who's gotten over who the thing is, and this is it depends on okay, so we have ourselves woo. Zack Ryder got himself over, but then they didn't push him, so he left. And yes, he's doing a good job in the Indies, so that's fantastic. You never know, he might come back, but he never got that superstardom which everybody wanted to, right? Then we have that Damien Sandow, who was everybody was loving in the same way of LA Knight, and they never pushed him, and then he left, and he never became that big superstar. And now we have LA Knight, who's all of a sudden everybody's loving this guy, and for good reason. I enjoyed him during when he was in Impact and then he went to TNA. No, sorry, the NWA, and from there I really enjoyed his work there. And then he came to WWE, and he's shining through. I saw him in Kitchener last month, and he wrestled two matches, and they weren't short matches; they were long matches. But he challenged somebody. One of the Rey Mysterio boys from the LWO came out. They wrestled for a bit. The guy beat LA Knight. LA Knight, I wasn't even paying attention. Send somebody else out there. And yeah, and he goes, shut up. Then everybody goes, yeah, and he goes, shut up. This is perfect. And then out came Drew McIntyre, and then he beat the crap out of him. But it was another long match. It's like this guy is giving it his all, and I hope they can see it, and I hope that they put him in a proper position where he can be
Oh, speaking
properly.
of Drew McIntyre, dude, that triple threat match, that was awesome.
Yes,
That was like, I mean, it was just a continuation of like the Gunther and Sheamus, but still, like, it was still awesome.
yes. I give you full credit for that. They're chopping the heck out of each other. It was just
Oh
wild.
yeah, dude, Chop City, it was great. I loved it.
Yep. And so that's very good. So yeah, WrestleMania. Everybody can harp. Excuse me. Everybody can harp on what WrestleMania is in WWE, but when they want to and when they can actually produce some darn good wrestling, and that's what we saw at WrestleMania for the most part. Though that women's six women tag, that was a pile of dog dung, but that's okay. I'm going to see two of those lovely ladies uh, at the Comic Con in Niagara Falls this summer, so that's good. Trish Stratus and Lita, they're both going to be there, and I'm going to say Tekken says hubba hubba yum 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 yum. Are you going to Wichita, Kansas in January, ladies? Because for the Rumble, because Tekken would like to rumble with you. That's right. So, and speaking of which, so I'm looking, googling it, right? So WrestleMania next year, it's going to be in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. So I talked to the boys, and the boys, we made the decision. We're going to go tentatively now, so you can call the bluff at this time next year. Hey Joe, how's WrestleMania? We didn't end up going. Uh, we're going to go. That's the plan. Is to go down the weekend, watch WrestleMania, come back. Um, but the boys did not want to go and see Forbidden Door in Toronto. I mentioned to them, boys, tickets are on sale. You want to go for it? And neither one was wanted to take the step. It's like, oh, come on, Forbidden Door, come on. Maybe they thought it was another door that there's forbidden, and they didn't want to do it. I don't know. But yeah, so that was that. This Friday, tickets go on sale for SummerSlam in Detroit. And so I am going to try to get tickets for that. So that should be good. It's the party of the summer, Tekken. The
Hmm.
party of the summer. And then I heard through the Google grapevine that the Royal Rumble could be taking place in somebody's hometown.
That's not happening, dude. It's not
It's
happening.
not. You checked it out?
I'm 1,000% sure that's not gonna happen.
You sure?
I'm I'll believe it when I see it.
To be honest, yeah, because they like to get big stadiums for that, right? Is there a big stadium in Wichita, Kansas?
No.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well, if it's anywhere close to Wichita, Kansas, maybe I'll
I mean, we have
go.
like an arena that was just re or not remodeled, but like a arena that just got built. But I don't think it's that big. I don't know how big it is, but it's like I
Does it fit 70,000 people in it?
probably let me look it up.
There you go.
Oh, I spelled it wrong. Did I spell it wrong?
Get out. You're done.
Oh, capacity. Let me put that in. Jeez, it's only 15,000 seats.
Okay. Well, there you go then. No, they want big things for that. So yeah, okay. Google, why? What does Google lie to you? Checking. That's my question. Why would Google lie to you? The also coming out last week was the news that Tony Khan is taking AEW to Wembley Stadium for All In Wembley. Uh, they that's a big now that's bigger than 15,000 seats like in Wichita, Kansas. That's well over that. They're thinking if they can get 40 or 50,000 people to attend, it's going to be that's a success for AEW. My question is, without CM Punk, and this is the first time they're going into Europe, so the first time they're on, and they have the TV there, everything is good. Tekken Master, do you think without a certain someone they could hit 40 to 50,000 fans
Yes.
because they're new? Like is
Just because they're the alternative. It's like, if you don't like WWE, there's AEW, and then like, beyond that, it's not they have star power too. Like Kenny Omega, the god of wrestling. I mean, whatever, dude. It's like beyond like I mean, yeah, it's like yeah, I just think, if I mean, I'm sure they did their research, whatever. They're like, see, could we do this and could we pull it off? And it's like, sure, we could. I mean, they did the effing Wimbledon Arthur Ashe Stadium, so it's like, sure, why not? Like, I don't see why not.
okay. Now, to ensure that they get 40, 50, with everything that went on there at the All Out in last September, would you entertain the thought of bringing CM Punk back?
No, not if you don't need to. I feel like they don't need to. I feel like, I mean, to me, honestly, like that's like what I always just like praise AEW. It's just like they do everything WWE doesn't do right. Like it's like, storylines are better, angles are better, bookings better. I mean, the only thing that's like not better is like weird technical stuff. Like they don't have as much pyro or like presentation in that regard, and like sometimes the camera angles are kind of like, missing the shot. But like besides that, it's like women's division is like actually a legit division in that company. Um, they just don't have a tag division. I mean, not that WWE does. They like have the belt, but it's like good luck. Yeah, like not really women's tag division, but whatever. And then like, they're, yeah, like everything else is like great. It's like the tag division there is awesome. The 6 man tag division is awesome. It's the like solo stuff. They've got just as good performers, and I like the flippy dippy more than I like the man meat
Doopy doopy.
WWE action. So there you go. That's my opinion. I don't care.
People say they don't tell stories in AEW. What's your thoughts on that?
I think you're blind if you think they don't tell stories, because I was watching Elevation or Dark. I can't remember which one, but they had like a whole thing of like Matt Hardy and All Legal Ethan Page, and it was like so hilarious every episode when like Ethan Page would just like come out with a microphone and like be singing Matt Hardy's entrance themes, and like he wouldn't tag, like they're like wrestling tag matches, and like he wouldn't tag in. He would just like be like super annoying on the mic the whole time as a heel and like give him commentary during the match and just be
There you
saying
go.
stuff, and it was just so hilarious. Like even beyond that, it's just look at like the Wardlow stuff and like how that's been built up, and it's so good. Like him and Powerhouse Hobbs and like Samoa Joe, and how like that has like been built from like kind of nothing to like, oh man, that's a great, a great spot of like who's gonna get the TNT title. And then you have like Darby Allin, who had it for like a while and was like wrestling every week or every episode until he like got burnt out and just like got murdered. Well, he didn't get murdered, but like Samoa Joe, that was a crazy match when like when he like cut the ring and then like took the like foam, like the padding off of it, and it was just like wood or whatever, and then like he got like slammed. He got the effing muscle buster onto it, and it was just like ouch, ouch, like no protection, just ow, and
Yep.
just man, like that was great. Effing, you've got that. I mean, anybody who says that is wrong. I have nothing else to say. Cause it's like, dude, you had like the whole like 7 match, elite versus death triangle. You have like effing, uh, House of Black just came back and is like now like ascending again to like just
Yeah.
you know, which was like, yeah, which I love all of that because I love House of Black. And then you have like the Blackpool Combat Club, who's like now beating the crap out of everybody, and it's like looking like, another situation where they're gonna set up Hangman versus Moxley, or I don't know what they're gonna do, but it's like something's happening because it's like Blackpool Comic Club is just like coming out and beating everybody up every episode. And it's like, okay, well,
You,
where is this
you
going?
you don't know what's happening, and and not knowing is a good thing.
Yeah, because it's like that caught me completely off guard. Because at first I was like kind of annoyed because I was like I like the Blackpool Comic Club, but it makes sense for them as far as like for like a like just being like a heel stable to just like
Mhm.
act that way. And then it was great when they had uh Bryan Danielson like come out and it looked like he was gonna make the save, but he started beating the crap out of Hangman. And it was like, oh, that was so good. That was so good. They got me because I was like, oh, is he gonna make the save? And it's like, but he did, but then he didn't, and he just sniped him in the back and hit him with the knee, and just that was great. That was delicious, and just. And then, dude, everything with MJF. Get the F out of here if you think there's no stories. Like, everything with MJF over, like, the past 12 months has been just perfection. Like, I have not been not entertained whenever MJF is like on screen. Like, he's just like amazing as a heel and just a character, and just like everything with him, from like the whole like Wardlow turning on him, or like this, or just like the split up with him and Wardlow, to like him and effing CM Punk, and that whole thing with the dog collar match, and like effing now him getting the title and like having like no breaks and being like, I'm not going to wrestle unless I want to wrestle. And then but then it was like a good like foil, because you had like, when Brian Danielson was like the number 2 contender, and he's like, well, if you can beat these 5 people or whatever, so you had like a great excuse to give like Brian Danielson matches every week
Yeah.
for like 5 weeks, and they were all 5-star matches because he's the best. And it was just like, dude, that was awesome. And then let's see, and then like that happens, and now you have the other pillars fighting amongst themselves to get at MJF, and it's like, oh, so good, so good. Like, get the F out of here if you say there's no story. And then, well, let's see what else is there. I already talked about the House of Black. Oh, and I didn't even mention like the F and JAS, and like that was that, man, that's the whole thing, and that was fun. And then effing the Acclaimed and the Gun Club, and that was fun. And then you had effing FTR, and it's like, oh, I quit match, but they didn't have to quit because they won, so that was awesome. Uh, let's see what else. What else? What else? What else? Oh, and then okay. I was gonna say about the women's division. I thought it was neat that they did the Outcast thing, because it was like, at first I was like kind of annoyed because I felt it was like too similar to like the Invasion angle. But then it's like, it's kind of cool that they have like the women's division built up to that point that they can do something like that, because like you wouldn't
Mhm.
see. Or I guess I shouldn't say you wouldn't see that, but like you haven't seen anything like that in the women's division in WWE, because they like just don't take it seriously, and it's like to actually have them like do some sort of storyline like that or similar to that in the women's division, at least on AEW, is like, in my opinion, I thought that was interesting. And like you have that, and then you have like Jade, who's just Goldberging through the entire division until she finally, but she finally has a challenger now, so that's nice.
Yep.
So get the F out of here with that story crap.
Did you watch the Mercedes Monet match at Secure Genesis on the weekend?
I haven't seen that one yet. No.
You should watch it. It's very good. You'd like it. You'd like it. You know what I mean by that. You'd like it. Money. Money. That's right.
Oh, and then you had like the whole like Jungle Boy story arc, dude. As far as like the last 12 months, when like Christian Cage turned on him, and it's like, why'd you turn on me? It's like, oh, you threw me out at the battle royale, so it's like long-term storytelling. So it's like, oh, there was a reason he did it. But then it's like effing, he backstabbed him, but then he also like broke apart the effing tag team. So like then he had Luchasaurus turn on him too, and it's like, oh man. And then they had like it wasn't called a buried alive match, but it was like something like a buried alive match. So it like actually had a good ending. It actually had a good resolution, and then he's back, and so is Luchasaurus, and it's like, oh, they're back. So it's like, oh, it keeps going. It's like, yeah, it's just good stuff. Let's get the F out of here with that
You
no story
now I
story.
know he has a lot of wrestlers on the payroll. Do you like the fact that they wrestle for a little bit and then they go away for a while, out of sight,
Uh,
out of mind, and they come back?
I
Or do you,
do, because it keeps things fresh. Because I quite enjoyed the whole Swerve and Keith Lee thing, but then like it's like I didn't mind them losing to the Acclaim because they were so over it made sense. But then like effing, it's like in as far as like no like the whole like going away for a while. It's like it just like it never things seem like they never go on to the point of like the Roman thing to where it's like I'm sick of this and I'm done with it. It's like please do something else. It's like I mean maybe the Jade Cargill thing, but it's like in that regard in that specific instance I think it makes sense just because like nobody else can touch her really in that division, so it's like it makes sense until Jamie Hayter can finally like get built up to that point, which is looking like what they might be trying to do. I don't know, but whatever if they did that would make sense or whatever something like the new person coming in and be like oh this person actually challenge her. But in that one specific instance it's like is too long, but everything else is like it never nothing ever overstays its welcome. Everything is like not oh I'm tired of this or oh this has become what's that word stagnant. It's like I want
Yes.
something more or I want some or like yeah like the status quo is like never the status quo is like never going too long in that in AEW to where it's like what I think they need to change something. It's like they have really good pacing on that as far as like oh well that was that happened and it's yeah it's just like this everything is nice and snappy. It's like I have nothing bad to say about the pacing and the length on things because it doesn't seem like it goes on too long. Like even the Acclaim thing, I was kind of bummed out when they lost, but it's like it's just because they lost doesn't mean that they're like not on TV anymore. They're still on TV every week and they're still entertaining. So it's like it doesn't. It's
Hmm.
like in that one regard, it's like a kid doesn't really change anything. Cause it's like still they still scissor and it's still fun and it's like, yeah. So yeah, we
Yeah.
still get to scissor. Oh my gosh, that was awesome too when the Acclaim was like so over with the scissor and just and they still are. So it's like man, so great, so great.
Mm. Oh boy. So, um, uh, one last question: do you see the ratings for AEW getting stronger as the year goes on?
I don't even pay attention to ratings, so I didn't even know like what they're at. So I'd have
They're
to.
below. They're below a million, but they're close.
I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't get better. Like, I mean, because honestly, I stopped watching WWE, so it's like I only watch AEW now. So it's like I don't. I like for me, if you say to me like you watch WWE and you don't watch A like yeah, you don't watch AEW because you don't like it, or I think there's something wrong with you because it's like you know AEW in my opinion is just such a better product. So it's like whatever. That's your opinion, whatever. But I don't see how it can grow because I watch that stuff and it's just like on all the levels it hits. Like I said earlier, besides like the stuff that doesn't matter, like not as good pyro or not as good presentation sometimes, and like camera angles. Everything else, it's like the bumps are insane, the spots are insane. Like they have more matches and like table stuff and like yeah, and like all the extreme stuff too. It's like effing the nails and the bats and the barbed wire and the
Yeah.
chairs and ladders and yeah, all the fun stuff, all the fun extreme blah, 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 attitude era fun times, but with like
Yeah.
a nice modern twist to it. And then you have Orange Cassidy, who's just weird.
Yes. Absolutely.
Or I shouldn't say
So
weird, but just like this is his own thing.
so AEW Fight Forever, still not 100% ready to go out, put out of it. They're still doing their QA on that, and so hopefully, I would say they're aiming more for a fall release. What do you think?
Well, I wouldn't doubt. I have no idea, but I wouldn't doubt it, since that's like, you know, the target of
That
like most games when they're being developed
Chris
to get
Christmas.
the yeah biggest sell push.
So who would be the first character you'd play?
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't even know. I mean, I guess I would make myself obviously if that's an option. If
So
not,
you play with yourself.
shut up. If not, uh, hmm, hmm. I mean, one person. I don't know, cause it's like I'd rather, cause like if that yeah, cause like I guess cause like I would probably like be like the Lucha Brothers, but then it's like if I'd be like one person, I don't like.
Yeah.
Mm, I guess Kenny Omega. I guess I don't know.
What would be the first match you would have, like a dream match?
Dream match. I don't have any dream matches, dude.
You put two.
Cause I don't know.
Do you,
I don't know any like. Uh, I Are there any dream matches like that they haven't had yet?
Well, you're the GM, you're the controller. You can put any kind of match
Well, I'm just saying
in there that you want to see.
I don't follow it closely enough to like know of like if there's any, but like
Kenny Omega versus CM Punk.
I'd probably have Kenny
That's a
Omega versus
boom.
Brian Danielson.
Well, there you go. There you go. See, now
See, it
you
seems like
turned the
that's
bubble.
possible. What they're maybe trying to build to with the whole Blackpool Combat Club with against everybody since they just beat up the the valet too, Doug Callis or
Yeah,
whatever, or Don
yeah.
Callis.
And bust him up the heart. Well, they hit him, and he hit his head against the lighting rigging, and that just Hey, if you watch the Secure Genesis, there's a tag match for the tag belts, of course, and the guy did a flippy do off the top rope, and he did like a backwards moonsault onto somebody. So you land it, and you fall back, and he said he fell back and he bashed his head against the metal railing, like the footing for it, and cracked his head open. He was gushing blood. They had it, and they still had 10 minutes left in the match to go, so they had to tape his head up, and the blood was seeping through the tape. And but he still had to keep wrestling and doing all the fancy moves. It was fantastic.
Oh, also, I just want to say before we continue that that match with El Vikingo and Kenny Omega, that was like match of the year for me. That was just like as far as like TV matches, that was like dude, that was like 7 stars, amazing, the best.
Did you watch the other guy, Commander, yet?
I saw him in Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, so okay, that's good. Watch, keep an eye on him too, because apparently he's very good. So that's good to know. All right then, Mister. Well, my last question to you is, uh, Fall Guys game of the year?
Never.
No, is it because you get crowned still? You're still in the mix.
Crowns don't matter, Buff. Crowns don't even matter in that game anymore.
Yeah, when I can get crowns for doing nothing, you know it's not worth it. Absolutely. All right, good sir. Well, do you have anything else you'd wish to add before we close down today?
Um, I saw the teaser for the Marvels. It looks good, but I feel like the MCU's ran out of steam. Also, it was neat seeing saber base and it's not sword base. So I was like, oh, there's no sword apparently. So that was weird, but whatever. I haven't watched any MCU stuff for like since Endgame, so I'm not even sure like what they're doing. Also, I saw
Yeah.
the Secret Invasion trailer. I was kind of disappointed because it's like I feel like they messed up because they made the scrolls not villains, and it's like I don't know how they mess that up and like put it
Well,
to the way it is in the comics. So I guess we'll
maybe
see, but whatever.
maybe there are good scrolls, and then there's bad scrolls.
That's stupid though, because all the scrolls look the same. So it's like from a visual standpoint, it's like in the comics, when you see a scroll, they're bad because they're all bad, but it's or not all bad, but like most of them are bad. But it's like they don't have that, like they didn't set it up that way in the movies to where it's like, oh, it's like a scroll invasion. It's just like whatever, dude. I'm over it. And it's a series too. I thought it was gonna be a movie, and I was like, oh, it's a series. Well, I'm not gonna catch that because it's on Disney Plus, and I don't have Disney Plus, so
Well, there
whatever.
you go.
I'm kind of like losing faith more and more in like MCU because I'm trying to hold out until the mutants show up, but it's just like, dude, I've kind of like lost. I've kind of like lost my effing last straw on that because I was just like, there is nothing in the MCU where it's like, I said this on like game night once. I was like, there's like Claremont's X-Men run, effing all the epic Hickman runs from like Fantastic
There's the
Four
Hickman.
and
There's my move.
Avengers, New Avengers, and then effing Remender and Uncanny X Force, and it's like and Uncanny Avengers too, dude. That brought me back. And it's like you can look at an MCU and be like, is there really anything like that in there? And it's like, like even the
Hmm.
trilogies of stuff. It's like there's 3 animated movies. Like as a trilogy though, is it really that great? The 3 Thor movies. Well, there's more than 3 now, but like the Thor movies are like really that great. Like on a like collective piece of like whatever of like the story that they told. Were they really that great? It's like, yeah, MCU just not it for me anyway. So whatever, over it. But I'm looking forward to the X-Men animated cartoon coming back. I think this
Oh,
year, or is
yes,
that
you
next
are.
year or soon? Because that was also like peak peak 90s X-Men for me. So it's like if we can just get more of that, I don't
And
really
that's
need
gonna be on
MCU
Disney
because I can just
Plus.
watch that and like be happy. So,
There you go.
oh, especially if it tells all the stories that came after. Man, I just can't wait to see like where they pick up. And like in my brain, I'm just like hoping it doesn't get canceled, and we get to see Hickman's X-Men animated. I would lose it. I just want to see. I just want to see
Nope.
Krakoa
Ain't gonna happen.
and the portals and the
Don't
respawning
don't
and
get you. Don't get you
and
mixed up.
like and effing psychologic break Cyclops or like post Dark Phoenix cosmically corrupted Scott Summers and like on the run. Ah,
That piece of
in
trash.
effing uncanny from like Bendis. Man, if we get that, dude, I just I just have my hopes up. I'm getting my hopes up. I don't care, but it's like I want to see all the stories adapted that have come after that because that cartoon was so good and just like it did that stuff decently in my opinion. So it's like I can't effing wait. I'm like, yeah, well, yeah. I'm not gonna say it. Like, yeah, because we don't have an MCU. Because we haven't done the mutant shit. So whatever. Avengers. Oh.
Yeah, there you go. Aren't you? You're fantastic. Way to
Speaking
rip
of
the world apart.
Fantastic, where's the Fantastic Four? Just saying, your favorite.
Yep, damn right. The best of the best. I'll take them. Hit where Hickman
Missing in
first came to
action.
shine, absolutely.
Missing in action.
But
That's where you're
John
at.
Byrne, that's where I fell in love with the Fantastic Four. Indeed.
Oh,
All
also like
right,
Charles
sir.
Soule, like effing Charles Soule's. I think it was
Oh, you
Daredevil,
didn't
but
get
I just gotta say, I gotta give a shout out to
Swamp
Charles Soule
Thing.
because man, he brought it back too.
Swamp Thing. I need Swamp
And then
Thing.
like yeah,
Good.
also like yeah, or Snyder's Batman because like effing epic. Like come on,
And Schneider's Swamp Thing.
and yeah, Snyder,
There you go.
Snyder.
Schneider. Mm. Go ahead. All right, good sir. Sign us out there. It's been a good run.
All right, so yeah, I forgot our outro because it's been 3 months since we recorded. So whatever I say at the end, insert here.
We saved the world with the power
Dude,
of our friendship.
I was getting to that point. I'm just saying there's other stuff I say before I
Well,
say that part because like there's other stuff in the outro buff. Jeez.
yeah. If there's any girls out there who are looking for a good
Shut up,
time,
shut up, shut up. All right, so yeah, um, that's it for this episode. And until
who wants to live the life of a Fast and Furious, if you know what I mean. Don't look up Tekken.
that's it for this episode. So until you see or hear from us again, uh, the universe has been saved by the power of our friendship, and we're now
Fast and the
signing
Furious.
off.